Hello, and welcome to Bendy Presents, the movie test of time, a podcast about revisiting our youth through the only medium that matters, the movies. Thanks for joining us. My name is Andy Young, and I'm one of your suspicious, wary hosts. Joining me, as always, is our other suspicious and wary host, Beth Martin. Beth, a pleasure as always. What's the crack?
Um, Hi.
Hi.
So Mike was out of town
Uh-huh.
over the weekend doing boring things like going to get his scuba instructorship again.
Oh, yes, of course.
So he passed.
Nice.
And I guess like there were a bunch of people from the Marine Corps there trying to get their instructorship as well. And he was like, yeah, like they were hard dudes, but like, and I was definitely like the old one there and like he's like missing a front tooth.
He, he's like,
Uh,
I've been through it. I've been through the
yeah.
wars. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was like, yeah, I held my own. He's like, I missed, I think, three questions on like a 200 question
Oh, wow.
test. And yeah, then he was like in the water for like 3 hours on Sunday. Anyways, so we have an scuba instructor in the house, which is
Nice.
always a very nice thing.
Hmm.
Um, okay. So because he left, I was like, I watch like whatever I want. And there's
Hmm.
this show on Netflix right now. It's Halloween, right? It's October. So I was like watching spooky things. So it's called Monster, the Ed Gein story.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it. This
Oh my God, Andy.
it's good.
Like you can't watch it. It's
Okay.
too much for your like sweet soul.
Okay. Perfect. Thank
But
you.
I'm like withered and
Sure.
I'm a
Sure. Sure.
crone, so like it's so bad. This man spawned the idea for Psycho,
Yes.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Silence of the Lambs.
Interesting. I don't. I.
It's I've never I like I feel like I know most like most big murderers, but I'd never heard of him, and I was just like, what the fuck?
I was aware of him, and I knew he had at least. I knew some of those influences, but I didn't know all of them. That's kind of wild to me.
Yeah. And that's just like the big movies, right? So I'm obsessed. I'm like rewatching it. It's done by Ryan Murphy, who did like the Dahmer, who
Yeah.
did the who are the brothers that killed their
Oh, the
parents?
Menendez brothers.
Yeah, yeah. So he like takes a big case and then like makes a mini series out of it. But this one
Okay.
is just like so graphic. This he was like he murdered at least two people and was also like grave robbing
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
like making like household objects out of human skin and like it's just horrific,
Okay.
horrific.
Interesting.
So, anyways, that's what I've been doing.
I
That's the
mean,
crack.
okay.
Murder.
Yeah. Okay. This is why you're so chill and normal
I
currently.
know, right?
Uh, so I went to see, since I was last speaking to you, I went to see One Battle After Another, the
Oh,
new
okay.
Paul
Yeah.
Thomas Anderson movie. It was
Hmm.
excellent, I thought. Definitely well worth a look. It was like one of those things, such food for thought, like, really stayed with me days afterwards. I was really kind of mulling it over in a lot of ways. And I don't want to spoil it certainly, but it's a really fascinating look at kind of activism and like the different ways activism sort of works. But also like there's like a vein of humor through a lot of like Paul Thomas Anderson stuff, not all of it. That's like this kind of dark humor that's really lovely. And it was like probably one of his more overtly comedic films in a lot of ways, but also like very dark and like about the kind of, sinister power of certain groups, without saying too much. There is a character who feels very inspired by RFK Jr. Yeah, it's kind of wild, and I want to tell you who plays that person, but he's a weird dude. Um, But yeah, it's very, very good. Definitely worth a look. And I'm glad I saw it in
Okay.
the cinema. It's another one that I was told because it was like 2 hours 45 minutes, and it's like I so struggle to watch films like that outside of the
Any time, yeah, it's like if I have to get up to pee,
yeah.
that's kind of like,
I've got like a whole system and I kind of have time, but as soon as they're like I feel like the trailers are like winding down, I'm like I'm peeing now and I'm just gonna sit. If I got a drink,
uh,
just sit in my drink. So I can because I really hate missing parts of a film. It really bothers me.
yep.
Um but yeah. Very, very
I
good.
s- I saw I saw yeah, I know it's getting good reviews. I know I don't know anything about it and I kind of want to like keep it that way, but I did read that there's a worry that it's gonna like inspire anarchy in some way.
Oh, interesting. That's
Yeah.
kind of wild to me. I mean, that's a bit of a reach, I think. Do you know what I
So
mean?
it's
Like,
probably a certain type of group of people that are like trying to push that
yeah. I
agenda with
suppose
this.
it's yeah. I, I'm gonna guess it's the same kind of people who want to like blame like school shootings and video games and things like that because it's
Yes.
easier than actually
Yes. Dealing with
tackling
the
what's
yeah.
really going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, chill. I mean,
Yeah.
interesting that that gets, something that is about bringing down, governments and systems is the thing that's getting targeted. That's very interesting as being very dangerous and
Yes.
incendiary.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
Unsurprising to me.
I know.
Um, yeah. So, but yeah, definitely worth a look if you get a chance.
Okay.
I've also, so I think I've said before, I have quitting the dog sitting. Apart from like the ones that I had on the books, had my very final one this past weekend. I have actually had several people like reach out to me, and I've been turning them down just because I'm
Good.
like done
I
with this
can't.
shit.
Done.
And absolutely one of my favorites. Loved him to bits, and was happy to see him. But it was such a good reminder of why I don't want to do this anymore, especially when I woke up on a Saturday morning. And do you know the way dogs make noises, and it's hard to ascertain exactly what it is they're doing? And you're like, oh, are they just like really going to town on their genitals or their leg or whatever? Or what is there something else happening? So I woke up on a Saturday morning to hearing a noise, and I was like, what is that? And then, kind of half asleep, looked down, and there's a massive wet grass ball that he had thrown up on my bed sheets that had already soaked through the cover, the quilt, and it was like, you mother. So, hooray!
That's
I'm
so
done.
gross.
I'm walking away.
That's so gross.
Yes, truly, truly gross. And you know, it's one of the reasons why
What
I'm
a
just
what
like,
a what a way to end it though.
well, you're telling me. And again, he is absolutely one of my favorites. I love him to bits, but he is an idiot, and yeah, and threw up my bed. An excellent punctuation mark at the end of my dog sitting career, I think, and a good reminder of why I'm walking away from it, amongst other things. It is really interesting though, because like there really is a big demand for dog sitting. There really is. It's just I can totally understand why people don't want to do it. It's just not worth it. Or if you're going to do it, the only way to really make it worth your while is to just pump your rates way up. Do you know what I mean? And then just be you could absolutely be raking it in if people are willing to pay it.
Mhm.
But yeah. So yeah, hooray!
Yay!
It's
I won't even
behind
tell.
me.
Like we spend a lot. It's like $50 a day or something
Mm.
for the bird and the dog. And
Oh,
then if you're like
flip.
going away
Hmm.
for 2 weeks, right? Yeah. So
And is that in a like kennel with a load of other animals and stuff as well? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. And but they have their like they have their own like space,
I
their
see.
own little,
Oh,
and
that's
like
good.
half of it's air conditioned, and then there's like an outside part. But they love stars, so they let her like lay on the couch and
Oh, okay, good. Yeah,
follow them around.
she is a
And
wee
the bird,
sweetie.
yeah, the bird just birds. So
Yeah, yeah. Bird's pretty less bothered by those things. Love it. So yeah, that's been my weekend. And as I say, it was a weekend of being stuck in the house as well, which I have in the past, noted that's detrimental to my mental health. So
Mhm.
I'll be glad to have those weekends behind me as well.
Yeah, good, good, good,
But
good.
yeah. Um, do you have any more crack for us? Do you have any occurring?
I have one occurring.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got our top fan loved our analysis of Speed, the movie. And
Mm-hmm.
he was like, he's he heard the comic writer Grant Morrison's, who is the Pride of Glasgow.
Yep.
Apologies if I said that wrong.
Nope.
Analysis of Speed that he put in the Invisibles comic, and he said that his interpretation of Speed. This is so good. So the film is all about evolution.
Mm-hmm.
The passengers on the bus represent humanity. Every ethnicity is there, and they have to escape their base primitive past, embodied by the deformed Cro-Magnon Dennis Hopper. The gap in the highway is the evolutionary leap that humanity has to take, and the film ends in front of 2001, which is all about evolution.
Fascinating. I'm here all day for these readings
I am too.
especially of a movie like Spade is beautiful.
Well, and also like he went in a different like because most times like the easy way to interpret something is to like go the religious route.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, this is all like, you know,
Evolution. Yeah, I love it.
yeah, the primordial ooze.
Amazing. So he was saying this was his interpretation or this was Grant Morrison's
This was Grant
interpretation?
Morrison's
Okay.
interpretation. Yeah.
Okay,
But
I love it.
yeah.
Because like Invisible is certainly one of Grant Morrison's comics. I love Grant Morrison. He's a fantastic writer.
Mhm.
Um, but The Invisibles, I think I encountered it when I was very young, and I was like, "Oh, this is too weird for me," and I
Yeah.
kind of regretted not going back to it. Um, but yeah, it's yeah, that's very interesting indeed. Um, love it, love that interpretation. I need to know. I need more Grant Morris interpretations of films, to be honest with you.
I think so too. Uh, I also have a clarification station.
Okay,
We can't you, okay, so you're doing it wrong, basically. It's
okay,
polis. The list part rhymes with bliss.
I'm okay.
Not police, because that's just the conventional way to say
I
police.
think I said I
Polis rhymes with below this.
did I not? I mean, wait, did I not say Paulus? I think I did.
I don't think, I apparently not.
Okay, well, excuse me. I stand corrected.
Again.
Um, I'm saying Paulus in the original Northern Irish, perhaps that's the issue.
I
Oh,
think I
I'm
think
gonna.
it might be a Scottish versus
Oh, it
Northern
definitely
Irish.
it definitely
Yeah.
is. I was just being inflammatory and trying to get in trouble, which I most certainly will be.
You are, you
Yeah, I'm
are.
already in trouble.
Ah,
Okay. So right, shall we get into our topic for this week?
yes,
So
we
like,
should.
Beth and I,
Beef.
Beeth,
You know
Beeth,
what?
Beeth and
All
I, why
good.
not? Why
Yep.
not? I decided we're
McBeef.
gonna we're gonna treat ourselves this week to an absolute solid goal. Well, actually, let's not spoil our opinions in this
No,
movie.
I know.
Um, Continuing on the theme, it's spooky season currently. We're gonna keep looking at a few more horror films from our youth, and this one is pretty good. It's called The Thing, movie by John Carpenter on the movie Test of Time this week. Beth, do you have any initial thoughts?
Oh, um, you know how I get like these manias or like certain things I'm super, super interested in?
Hmm.
Like I'm super interested in Antarctica as like,
Yep,
and so this movie supposedly like they film it in other places, but it's modeled after like a station, research station in Antarctica.
yep.
So like I don't know, I kind of went down like a wormhole. I have some Antarctica facts that
Okay.
I'll get into, but it was just like cool to see. Um, I mean, like plot aside, just like people like living in that kind of an environment
Yeah,
and trying to like survive in like sub temp like so it's so cold. It's so cold that you just
yeah.
like everything freezes, right?
It's like you sometimes see those social or like Instagram clips and things like that of people on these bases throwing water outside and it freezing
Yes.
midair, and it's like holy
Yes.
shit.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Like
it's
what would your boogers be like?
oh God, I don't want to think about it.
I know. There's like no picking those without
There's
like,
no
you know,
a chisel. Um, yeah,
the
I thought
tiniest chisel.
then it's just yeah, you be very careful. You're gonna take a part of the nose with you. Um, The yeah, no, this that is true, and it seems like it really did feel unique, and it was something I was kind of puzzling out a little bit. As I was going through this movie again, um, I was like starting to think about what is it they're actually doing there. Yes, they're a research station, but
Yeah.
I'm like, other than a few of the characters specifically, I'm not too sure what the rest of them actually do. Are they scientists? Are they? I don't know.
So, okay, so I have a friend who actually does research there.
Okay,
And so you've got a 6 month window to do research.
I see.
And then outside of that, everybody that isn't there, there's a really good documentary about this actually. It's called Antarctica: A Year on Ice. I highly recommend people check it out. And it follows the crew who like keeps everything rolling the whole year round.
I see.
So basically, like at the end of the research season, all of the scientists leave, but you still need people there to make sure that the
Ah,
station doesn't,
so that's essentially
get
what
yeah.
the this crew is, and the thing
Yes,
is the
yes,
maintenance is
yes,
that sort of
yes.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
But it's like there's, that's also the time where it gets darker. So
Hmm.
like half of the year it's like light for 24 hours and then the other half of the year it's dark all the time. Um, I think. So
Okay.
they don't see the sun. They, need sun lamps, all the vitamin D, and there's actually like I can't remember what it's called. It's called like T3 or something. But it's like something starts to happen to your brain
Hmm.
and they all have this kind of like syndrome because of, where they are and it's so unnatural. So that's basically why they're there.
Fascinating. Just
Yeah.
literal brain freeze, I suppose.
Kind of, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it reminded me a little bit of like the people on like the ship in Alien, where they're all
Yeah,
just kind of
absolutely.
like crusty and um, you know, hard knock life kind of thing. So
That's
okay,
true.
so quick synopsis. A U.S. research station in Antarctica, early winter 1982, the base is suddenly buzzed by a helicopter from a nearby Norwegian research station.
Hmm.
They're trying to kill a dog that has escaped from their base. After the destruction of the Norwegian chopper, the members of the U.S. team fly to the Norwegian base only to discover they're all dead or missing. They do find the remains of a strange creature in the that the Norwegians have burned. The Americans take it to their base. Ha ha! Let's take it to our base. Sorry, and deduce that it is an alien form. After a while, it is apparent that the alien can take over and assimilate into other life forms, including humans, and can spread like a virus. This means that anyone at the base could be inhibited by the thing and tensions escalate. So yeah, that's the basic idea.
That's such a good summary, and it's like so interesting. It's such a cool setup for, and it's sort of two things. A, the location that we've talked about already, and also the setup in terms of how this creature works and how it like
Yes.
changes itself, how it completely overwhelms whatever sort of organic thing it touches and becomes that thing wholly.
Yes.
Because like one of the characters is essentially infected by it throughout, like nearly right from the start till like quite late on until one of the really kind of pivotal moments of the movie. And is just a complete person and like how he is actually, and it has so wholly taken over this person that it kind of has a heart attack even as this person because it's like replicated his heart, I guess, which I thought was
Hmm.
a very interesting touch.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, it's just, and it's just, you have a built-in isolation that works beautifully. Like so few films manage to, you know, you, you can watch a lot of horror films or a lot of those like thrillers and things like that, and you can kind of go, well, why
Logically,
don't they
yeah.
just leave the house? Yeah, I mean, and it's
Yes,
like
yes.
there's no recourse for it at
No.
all.
So, okay. And so, Antarctica fact, for the people that are there in the off season, they can't leave. There's no, like, the weather's so bad, the winds are so bad, you can't land a plane.
Yeah.
There was a woman there, a doctor actually, who diagnosed herself with breast cancer and was, and they couldn't get her out, and she died. I think she died.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like that's the level of like isolation.
Yeah.
Um, 11 babies have been born there.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's like you can't leave.
Yeah.
You can't go
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah. So you gotta do something to pass the time, keep warm, etc., etc.
Right.
Um, I so yes, right.
I
Um,
really, so to just to go back to your like
mhm.
love of this like concept of this creature, the part that got me is like it's like, did you ever watch what's the one where it was like pod people? It was like a
Oh,
movie from like the
Children of the
50s.
Corn.
No, it was like this a similar idea where it would like replicate you, but you would still exist. Whereas in this, so it would be like, and then it would try and like kill you, right?
Yeah.
But this,
Oh,
like, it actually like assimil it, like it di you disappear into it and you become the thing, right? You
yes.
disappear. And
Yes.
that to me was like, and there are parts in the movie, and we can talk about the special effects where you actually can see that happening. And it's just it's so crazy to look at.
It is like, horror on a kind of different sort of level in that like yeah, your body, you're consumed like body and soul completely. Like it's very scary. And, like you see elements of the transformation or elements of them being absorbed in various different ways, and it's always like absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
Um, the movie was Invasion of the Body Snatchers for the pod
Thank you.
people.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
watched that a few times too, but
Yeah, I don't know that I have seen it. It's one I know of, but I don't know that I've ever watched it. Um, so I want to talk a little bit about yeah, the director. So
yes.
John Carpenter. I It's interesting. I was thinking about John Carpenter, and I was like, I obviously know him as a complete legend, but he is a filmmaker who has not done anything in many years, and certainly the last few movies that he did do weren't maybe greeted with a lot of like critical acclaim and things like that. Like he kind of like petered out a wee bit. He actually absolutely rules now. Like he essentially like he's been interviewed a bunch of times, and he just like spends his time composing some music, playing video games, and getting stoned. And I'm like, I love that for you, John Carpenter. You have earned it. You
Yeah.
rock, you know. Yeah, he's just I think that like I've not seen all of his films. I've seen quite a few. I think in my mind this is by far his best film. I think that he has certainly got a lot of other things that I like, but I think this to me feels like I've talked before, I think we've both talked before about like these sort of like singular moments, like whenever like everybody's on top of their game. All the actors in this are on top of their game. Everybody's working together brilliantly, and they just create a masterpiece. And I think this is unequivocally a masterpiece. I think that it's it's so good and it holds up so well, so well. I think the practical effects are a big part of that. But it's yeah, really spectacular. I before I completely move on from who John Carpenter is and what he's about, like other kind of notable films, Halloween, obviously,
Mhm.
in a real connection to Nightmare on Elm Street that we covered last week. Um, Also, They Live is
That's a big
an
one.
important one. I also am a big fan of Escape from New York. It's also a good time. Um, but yeah, he's just like so singular. Like he makes like he seemed like in so many ways making almost like B movies a lot of the time, but like that kind of became bigger somehow. Like we're like elevated almost and became bigger than maybe the kind of audience that a lot of people are. No, that was a bad sentence. They gained an audience larger than most B movies do. You know.
Yeah. And this, it didn't have like box office success really.
No,
Um,
it didn't. It was negatively received at the time.
yeah. And that, so I read that he said that this was like by far his favorite movie that he made.
Oh, it's so good.
I know. And it's like, but what's happened with it, it's, it's like, it's probably one of the best like horror movies ever made,
Yeah.
I would say.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it
Yeah.
truly is. It's I mean, like it's certainly one of my all-time favorite movies. I think I don't I struggle to think of something I can so I would always put it on. I will always enjoy it. It's
Hmm.
such a, despite the level of paranoia throughout it, it is like quite a comforting movie. It just feels so well realized. Like all the characters feel real and kind of like well put together. Like, despite me complaining about not knowing what their jobs were. They all feel like real, complete human beings, and they've got lives and they've got relationships that they've built, and it has such economy and kind of like relating that to you because like the film's only like it's longer than well it's 1 hour 45 I think or something like that, but
Yep.
it's so good.
Hmm.
Two other John Carpenter things I want to say before we move on from that is that he is, and we'll get to this later, he often did his own music. He was one of the few directors who like basically does it all. And he often did his own music for the films. He did not for this one, but he kind of worked with a composer on it. And I also would be remiss if I didn't mention that he also directed Big Trouble in Little China.
John
Another,
Carpenter.
yeah,
I
another solid
like
gold
love
classic,
him. Like I already love him, but I'm like, so
right?
good. So good.
What a master. Anyway,
What a
so
master.
yes, but yeah, John Carpenter, he rocks.
Okay, so the story is based on a novella,
Hmm.
kind of like I don't know if you guys had like the pulp novels where it would
Yeah.
be like, so this is kind of like that. It was called Who Goes There, written by John W. Campbell Jr.
Hmm.
Um, so they made this into a movie in 1951, and um, so blah 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 blah. Sorry, yeah, it was in so the story has been adapted. I don't know, multiple times. They also made another one in 2011.
Yes, I know. I was actually, as a bit, I was going to start off talking about this. I was like, so I really enjoyed Mary Elizabeth Winstead's performance in this
Right?
film.
I'd
And I
be
was like,
like, no.
oh no, what have I done?
I know, but
Um,
I did like when you were like, well, yeah, we'll do the thing, and I'm like John Carpenter's, right? And you're like, yeah, treat
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Of course. Are you insane? We're not going to do the remake.
No, but it's like it's just interesting. So the 51 was called The Thing from Another
Yeah.
World. I had a gripe with this is like off topic a little bit, but I had a little bit of okay, so John Campbell, who wrote the original short story, also helped write the script for
Hmm.
this, which I like in keeping the continuity.
Yeah.
And then the other writer was Bill Lancaster, who did Bad News Bears. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Oh,
But he
oh,
also,
yes. Hmm.
yeah, okay. So a fun like 80s movie that probably needs to be revisited at some point. But he also played one of the Norwegians at the very beginning of the movie, in like as an uncredited role.
Oh, how interesting. That makes
I
sense.
know. I was like, that's cool. So yeah, um, it's it's such an interesting this whole. concept. It's so interesting. So,
I
um,
I should also just to clarify
yes,
the other have you seen the remake the thing or not? So I need to stop calling it a remake. It's not a remake. It's a prequel. It's kind of like what happened in the kind of camp, the Norwegian camp, and the lead up to it. Basically, is the idea
no.
behind it. Like I barely remember anything about it, but I remember enjoying it. Okay, like it's not great, and it doesn't hold a candle to
Hmm.
the movie that we watched, but it's still not completely awful, which is damning with faint praise, I know, but it's worth saying.
So is this the one in 2011? Or is this the
Yes.
complete? Okay, so um I was like really trying to find like things that were like wrong or like maybe weren't accurate. And I was like,
Hmm.
do they allow dogs in Antarctica? Like really?
Hmm.
Um, yes, until 1994 they did.
Oh, interesting. Oh, and they've
And then
stopped.
they stopped, yeah.
Interesting. I suppose it
Because
makes sense.
they were worried, yeah, that the dogs might bring some kind of disease that would then, transport
I see.
to penguins or seals
Oh,
or
that's
the so
interesting.
yeah.
I
So
suppose after that point, they kind of had like technological thing, equipment that could do what the dogs did, which is, yeah, yeah,
yeah, exactly. So
technological.
technological. Um, so that's who wrote it, and I'm just blabbing.
Okay, I love it. I love it. We're just so excited. We're just so both so excited about the thing. It
I
was
just am
good.
I'm overwhelmed. I'm like we have the DVD. We watch it at least once a year. And I was like, "Oh good." Like
Hell yeah,
I'm
this
so
is this is
excited.
this is gonna be an easy one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, so music also, and again, just another one, and I had forgotten until I saw it come up, and I was like, of course. Music by Ennio Morricone, a an iconic composer.
Yes.
Certainly probably best known for his work on westerns and spaghetti westerns and things like that. And, I think Good, the Bad, the Ugly is probably one of his more famous scores. Uh,
Oh, so
just
good.
absolutely sensational. And I was really curious about this because I was aware that Carpenter had, for the most part, done his own compositions for his movies. And so I did
Amazing.
I did look into it, and it was apparently he wanted to, and like he worked with Morricone in terms of them putting it together, but he was this as a production was so kind of overwhelming compared to a lot of other things that he'd done before that he needed to focus on it more completely.
Hmm.
But he wanted Morricone, and like already at that stage, he was an absolute legend. So he actually flew personally to Italy to meet with him and ask him to
Wow.
do it, which I think is so cool. Um, and he was like Carter was such a fan of his that he had his music played at his wedding and things like that. So yeah, it's really lovely. And
Yeah.
they work together because like it's quite a synthy score, and Carpenter's a kind of a synthy sort of that's where a lot of his like compositions lie in. And he worked with him on creating the score, and apparently most of his notes were fewer notes. I just want less, which I thought was interesting.
Too many notes.
Too many notes. Take some of them out of there.
Um, so yeah, we've talked about whether this is believable. So my friend works at there's different bases. The McMurdo they mention. I
Yes.
think they mentioned Scott. So my friend um was at McMurdo. Um, but I so I guess that like Antarctica is the one place that has a peace treaty. So in 1959, 12 countries, including Chile, Japan, Australia, and the United States, I'm sure the UK is in there too,
Yeah.
signed the Antarctic Treaty, pledging that the seventh continent would only be used for peaceful purposes only. As a result, there are no military bases there, although military planes and ships can bring people and supplies, and that's true. Um, and I also found out that there are over 70 research bases there.
Wow.
So the thing actually could have done quite well for itself.
Absolutely. Could have been feasting.
Yeah,
Just move from place to
yeah,
place.
yeah.
Um,
Do you want to talk about favorite characters?
oh geez, where do I begin?
I
Like,
know.
I mean, obviously, absolutely number one with a bullet is McCready. Kurt Russell, absolutely fantastic. Just a one of the greatest all-time movie beards, I think.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes. It took him a
Absolutely
year
since
to grow that
really.
hair and that beard. Uh-huh.
Oh, just since what a sensational look.
Uh-huh.
Like, do I need to literally grow my beard out? Is I was thinking as I was kind of watching that.
Right?
But just an all-time beard, really fantastic. Yeah, I think that it's kind of what I was saying. Everybody feels like a rounded human being, even though some of them only get a handful of lines, and some of them rip or panicky. You can see that like even before things kick off, there is a tension between them all, and understandably, if that's you're all kind of stuck together.
Hmm.
And I think that's all delivered so well. I really liked like I always love seeing Keith David. He's always
Yes.
such an
That
incredible
I think this
presence.
was his first like big
I
role.
think
This
you're
was his
right.
break. Yep. This was his break. He's a fabulous in everything.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, he's just sensational. Um, I also always love to see Wilford Brimley.
He's on my list. Did you ever he was on that show Walker Texas Ranger?
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Uh and there's this do you ever watch any of the Keyboard Cat
Yes, 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 yes,
videos?
yes.
Okay, so there's one where it's like Walker Texas Ranger and it's like Haley Joel Osment as like I don't know, he must have been like 7 or whatever, and like it's him talking to Wilford Brimley, and he's like they're having a nice conversation. Then Haley Joel Osment is like, "What? Walker says I have AIDS," and then like Keyboard Cat starts playing, and you're just like, "What the fuck?" It's just like it's so. I mean, I'll send it to you. It's one of the
Please
best
do.
ones. Someone, yeah, you guys Google Keyboard Cat Wilford Brimley, and you'll have a nice laugh. So yes,
Um,
I love watching him. It's so, I don't know what it is about him, but he's so easy to like believe and
he
watch
he
and
is
like,
he is
yeah,
he feels so rounded and kind of real. Like I think that like and there's so many others you recognize. I think Knowles, the chef's great. I
yeah,
think because like and everybody gets things to do. Like Clark obviously has a connection with the dogs. I think
hmm
that Gary, the guy, the kind of like security guy, is
hmm
like he's such a good representation of like this sort of really kind of uptight, by the book sort of guy who's like completely out of his depth, but is the one who's supposed to be like taking care of things. Um, just yeah, just stacked across the board. Absolutely fantastic.
So Kurt Russell was not their original
Okay.
person. They were thinking about Nick Nolte, who was the
Uh-huh.
top choice, and he rejected Jeff Bridges, Christopher Walken, Scott Glenn, Roy Schneider, Chris Christopherson, Sam Shepard, Don Johnson. I guess they actually wrote the script for Harrison Ford or Clint Eastwood in mind,
Wow.
and they both said no. They were like, "This feels like a B movie,"
Yeah.
which is was kind of accurate. Um, and so like it was kind of like, I guess we'll go with him as like they'd already started like figuring out production. And they were worried that Kurt Russell was like too young and pretty, but then he grew the beard and the hair and like became like a total badass. And they were
Yeah.
like, yeah, we
Like
made the right choice.
he's got it.
Uh,
I can see in some of the names you read there, and I'm like, I can absolutely see some of those guys working, and
yeah.
I would have liked to have seen their interpretation, but like at the same
No,
time,
yeah.
I don't want anybody else but Kurt Russell in that
No.
role.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think like his hat
Yes.
is like the weirdest cowboy hat or something I've ever seen. And like that is its own character too, I'd like to
I mean,
say.
truly Beth, and I don't want to spoil anything,
I
but the,
know.
the easiest too legit to fit
Yeah.
of my career. All like that the hat
Kurt Russell's
alone,
hat.
but
I
also
know.
the goggles.
Yeah.
Just what a combo.
I know. I
Um
know.
it's just I don't the hat makes no sense to me. It's not going to keep him
No,
warm. It's
no.
insane.
It's just
It's
gonna
not going to
like
like shield his eyes
high
from the
winds.
sun.
I
Yeah.
know. I can't. I was like that part. I was like, that's not realistic at all. But it's so like it's the weirdest. It's like I know I refer to the Flying Nun all the time. It
Uh-huh.
looks like that's what it looks like. It's the
Oh
flying
yeah,
man's
yeah, yeah,
little like
yeah.
habit. Anyways,
I think that like so for those of you who haven't seen the film or don't know what we're talking about, he essentially has a cowboy hat that is folded up on
yeah,
four different sides.
yeah.
So there's a big ass fold on the front, at the back, and the left and the right. It's insane. It's completely insane.
I'm
It's
gonna
great
like
though.
once we get done here, I'm gonna go down like the hat rabbit hole and figure out what the heck is going on there.
We need to
Okay,
get one of
so
those hats
I
each.
know. So I was like, are there like common themes with other movies? And I someone had a really I thought this was an astute uh I can't think of the word. Okay, I'm just going to read it. So the story could also be seen as a cautionary tale about the hubris of man and his apparent mastery of nature through the use of technology. The thing is so successful because it utilizes biological processes to become what it wants and to dominate life. This idea allows you to explore man's dependence on technology with flamethrowers, Antarctic bases, and long-range communications, whereas the thing is none of these things. MacReady destroying the computer in the beginning is an example of hubris, showing that even in the face of defeat, man feels superior. And there's a scene in the beginning where he is like playing chess on a computer, and it's like, you know,
Yes, I've made a
and then
note of this. Yeah.
he gets mad and he like punches it and then like spills his drink on it or whatever.
Uh,
But
yeah.
so I just thought that was an interesting interpretation.
It's to me what I really there was the things I noted about that were that feels like a waste of whiskey and of a
Yes,
good chess computer. Also, you can't
yes,
replace those things, but really like those
no.
that it's such like an over the top reaction considering that's no more chess computer for you for another 6 months, you know?
Exactly, exactly.
Wild.
And okay, fun fact about Antarctic bases, the number one thing that they worry about the most is fire. So,
Yeah.
and this is like everyone's got a flamethrower, you know, everyone's got a flare, he's causing a computer fire and I'm just like, no, no. That was that I will say was the most unrealistic part
Absolutely.
because like if your base burns, like you're done.
It's true.
So,
Absolutely. So can I tell you another thing I noticed for the first time in this rewatch was that Dr. Copper has a nose ring.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
How did I not notice that?
I've never noticed it before, and I was kind of like, hold on. And then I literally I was keeping an eye on it, and he has on his right nostril, like right at the edge, he has just like a little ring, and like
What an
he's the
interesting
doc who
character.
does
Yeah.
yeah
The
the
chest compressions.
chest compressions, yeah, to his the fatal chest compressions.
Ah,
Um,
jaws of death.
I won't say fatal for who, and
No.
then it's just so it's really insane, and I was just like, what? Why? Because it feels like such
Yeah.
a wild choice, and apparently it was the actor's suggestion. It wasn't written for the character. He decided it wasn't something he wore in real life, but it was like something he thought he would put in, and it was like
Yeah.
nobody's really sure
Yeah.
why. He
You
may
know,
have.
yeah. I will say, so my friend said that like the people that end up in Antarctica are very interesting
Yes.
because like who the fuck ends up there?
Yeah.
Like what do you do in life that gets you there? And it's like
Yeah.
everybody's got a background, everybody's got a story. And you can actually look for jobs there.
Uh-huh.
There's a website
Okay, well, hold
that
on.
and it's like, yeah,
I'm searching
for
right
reals,
now.
for reals. Yep, for the different bases, they have jobs. Like need a chef, need a, like repairs and all those things. So, okay, I want to talk about special effects a little
Yeah,
bit.
and I wanted to get there, so okay,
So,
perfect.
I was like, I always assume it's uh Industrial Light and Magic. No, it was not. This was Robin R. Botton.
Did
So he
sorry,
was
sorry, continue that
go
thought,
ahead.
sorry. No, no, no. I was going to ask. I thought he did work with them eventually, or am I incorrect? Like Industrial Light and Magic, Rob
Hold on.
Bottom.
Maybe he
Sorry,
did end
continue
up.
your
So
thought.
he's
Sorry, that was
done
a bad
things like
interruption. Mhm.
okay. No, you were freezing a little bit.
Oh, I
A
see.
little bit. We
Apologies.
might want to cut this part out.
Okay.
Do you want to
So let's
take
do
a
a restart. What are we talking about? Rob Bottom. So, all right, let's have a wee break. 45.
sorry.
It's okay. It's all good. 44, 30-ish. Okay. And we'll just start. We'll do it. We'll do a 3, 2, 1, then a break. 3, 2, 1. So yeah, Rob Botton, I thought was a member of ILM too, but I could be misremembering that.
You're probably right. So I didn't get so much into that as like what other movies he's done.
Uh-huh.
Um, but he's done The Fog, The Thing, RoboCop, Total Recall, Basic Instinct, Seven, Fight Club, The Howling, Legend, Inner Space, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Um, so the special effects, I thought, and we can agree or not, but I thought they were fucking fantastic. Um, and
Oh, absolutely sensational. Like, I think that's one of the reasons why the film feels so timeless.
yeah, yeah, it's just like the morphing and like, you're catching the thing trying to absorb, somebody, and it's just like the way that it's all put together. It's like gross, and then they're
Yeah.
like the doctors, doing an autopsy, trying to figure out what they're made of, and it's just like cutting into it. It's like, ah, it's just
Yeah.
disgusting. So, the Botan, he was working 7 days a week for this for a year and and yeah, for a year. And then like every I can't even he then when they were filming, he was like trying to keep up. So he was working 7 days a week.
Hmm.
He ended up the schedule was so punishing and his attention to detail is so precise that when filming finished, he was hospitalized for exhaustion as he had given himself
Jesus.
pneumonia. So but Robin Botton, I just want to thank you for working your ass off to give us this amazing piece of cinema and special effects.
Exceptional, exceptional work.
Yes.
Truly
Yes.
exceptional work. Some of my favorite special effects of all time. Like, there's one piece, the part where
You know,
the head drops off.
sorry. Yes. He was 22 when he made this.
Incredible.
I know. What was I doing at 22?
Hey, hey, hey. Other important stuff, all right?
Sorry to
Um,
interrupt you.
I yeah, so I think what I was thinking of, so he apparently worked with Rick Baker who did like some of the early Star Wars stuff, but I
Mhm.
think he then went off and did his own thing. So I think that was the Star Wars connection I was thinking of. But Rick Baker also, I mean, certainly for me, what I think of when I think of Rick Baker is American Werewolf in London, which also has
Yes.
similarly
Oh,
horrifying, transformative sort of
yeah.
like
That was
effects
like,
going on.
that's on our
What?
list.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, no, truly, I mean, I am sad you got pneumonia or whatever, but truly, incredible stuff, and it's just absolutely just such a visual treat. Like it's so gross and so like. Like even early on, you see like they capture these or they don't not capture. They find these kind of corpses that were kind of like burnt mid transformation, and the level of detail and the kind
Yes.
of like
Yes.
really wonderful stuff. I think even there's a great visual language with it. Like later on, you see like a kind of larger version of the thing, kind of like attacking McCready, and it's clearly got all the DNA from.
Of all the things.
Yeah, so like a dog
Yeah.
head comes out, you see
Yes.
a few human eyes appear and things like that.
Oh,
Just so wonderful. Like, and it is absolutely the cherry on the cake of, what like yeah, wonderful production. Like, and I think that really propels it into
yes.
legendary status,
Yes.
really.
It's like for me, also when like the guy's head turns into it grows legs and starts like running
Oh,
at them. I was just like, oh my God, it's just so good. So
absolutely
good.
fantastic. Yeah, I love it. Love it so much. Yeah. What else we got? Any other thoughts on this or facts or anything?
I have so many. Okay,
Um, mhm,
so this was filmed in Stewart, British Columbia,
mhm.
LA, uh, and then parts of Alaska.
Okay.
So outpost number 31 is like what they call the base.
Yeah.
So and this just shows you like this is just like so Hollywood. They just like go somewhere and like blow shit up and then leave and like don't clean up after themselves. Um, so in August 2003, a couple of hardcore fans, Todd Cameron and Steve Crawford, ventured to the remote filming location in Stewart, British Columbia, and after 21 years, found the remains of Outpost 31.
Wow.
In the Norwegian helicopter, the rotor blade from the chopper now belongs to Todd and rests in his collection of memorabilia from the film. I'm just like, that's
Incredible.
so cool. Like, that's how much this movie matters. It's like people are willing to like go do crazy shit like that.
True.
Um, fun facts, like Kurt Russell would take a drag of a cigarette at the beginning of certain shots in order to make it look like his breath was like
Smart.
ice, but really it was cigarettes.
Yeah, it's basically like, oh, I'm doing this for the art. I'm doing this for the film. I don't want to smoke this cigarette. No, no,
No,
no.
no. Um, let's see. Yeah, they had like sound stages
Hmm.
um in LA that were refrigerated down to 40 degrees, even though it was like 100 degrees out. So, they worked hard to replicate that. Um, I had a little like I don't know. There's at the very beginning of the movie, they show this like alien ship coming and like landing on
Yeah.
Earth, and I was like, that wasn't necessary at all.
No.
But then I read that it's actually an homage to the original
I
1951 film, and I
see.
was
Okay.
like, okay, I'll let that slip through. Um,
You kind of like so. I've got a few stray thoughts as well. I'll just. So one was because like not long after the scene where Mac is drinking whiskey and playing against his chess computer, he flies a helicopter, and I was like, was Mac piloting piloting a helicopter while drunk?
right?
And my thought from the end of the movie was petrol bombing a whole facility looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
them running in rooms, throwing a petrol
yeah,
bomb in and exploding and
yeah,
running out. And I was like,
yeah.
yeah, this rocks.
Um, so let's see. The final confrontation with the thing.
Yeah.
Guess how many people were necessary to pilot that whole thing?
You want to guess?
Yeah,
Ooh. Okay, I'm going to say, because there's a lot going on there. Eight?
50.
50?
50
Holy
technicians.
shit.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
That's
know.
incredible. That's mad. Oh, and all like it's probably secreted around there in places.
Yeah, yeah. And
That's
like
an
the little like
insane
the
number.
tendrils that it
Yeah,
would send out, those are like he those are whips. So like he's like using the yeah, it's so cool. I'm like, how did he do that? How did he do that?
that rocks so hard.
Um I know, right? Um there was a there's a constant conversation about how hot the flares were because they're like
Okay.
running around with flares the whole movie. And John Carpenter and Kurt Russell burned themselves with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Uh, and there's like a scene where McCready's threatens to blow everything up with dynamite and a flare. He's got the dynamite and the flare, and he had to like get through the dialogue in order to get like these flares only last for like 90 seconds.
Okay.
So you can imagine how many flares they went through in the filming of this whole movie.
How
Um,
interesting.
Fun fact, guess where the sound effect of the Antarctic wind was actually recorded?
Whew. I am going to say somewhere like hot, like freaking Mexico or something like that.
You're so close. Palm Springs, California.
Okay, not far, not far.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Love it. Amazing. Nice. Do you have anything else or should we start wrapping up here?
Um, let's see. I guess, I guess people that live and work in Antarctica are just like badasses.
Yes, they are.
And I can we talk about the ending?
Sure.
Do you
Absolutely.
like do you like
I
the ending or
fucking
not?
love the
Okay.
ending.
So the ending, because we're spoilers,
Yes.
is like it's McCready and then what's the guy's
Chaz.
name? Yeah, they're the only two left.
Hmm.
And it's basically like everyone else is dead or like, everyone else is dead, and they're like trying to figure out like, and Childs has like disappeared for a certain period of time, and like so you don't know, you
Yeah.
know, it's left. It's an open-ended ending, which I normally hate, but in this movie, it's perfect.
And I don't think it could have ended in any other way because
Mhm.
McCready had to survive and somebody else, I think, and I think it makes sense that there's somebody else. And the guy that he has like clashed heads with, not exclusively, he's clashed with everybody, but like the guy that he's clashed with a lot, those two being left is a
Yeah,
very kind of cool way to wrap things up.
agreed, agreed.
And I think wrapping up that story in a neat bow, like if you they'd all died or whatever, would not have worked. I think it needs to end with like there's still paranoia, there is still
Yeah,
suspicion there.
yeah.
It's
And
great.
just this idea, I mean, as humans, like, both you and I are in situations where we have people that we can like trust.
Yeah,
And the concept of not being able to trust anyone,
yeah,
like they really drove that home. They had him like making a recording of it and
yeah,
rewinding it and playing it back and listening to it. And I was like, yeah, like what an odd sensation that must be.
absolutely.
I could just go on forever, I think.
So good. So,
Um,
so good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, it holds up.
It
I
does.
would, it does. Yes.
So yeah, we'll get on to like our kind of, I think, I don't think I think it's pretty clear what our verdict's going to be in this film, right? But first of all, and I think, I said, I have spoilers, so too legit to fit. Obviously, it's McCready. Beth, I don't know how you feel about this.
I totally agree. I was like,
100%.
started watching it. I was like, I already know
I mean,
Andy's
like,
vote.
I think that I'm a big fan of Wilford Brimley's like vest and
Yeah,
suspenders and like it's like just this big puff of like chest hair coming up. A big
yeah,
fan of that look as well, and other
yeah,
people's looks like the not the radio operator, the other guy that's wearing like the motorcycle cap and things like that. There's some great
yeah.
looks, and the guy
I
in
like the
roller
chef on
skates.
roller skates.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
so good. Like this, everybody's got a good look, but Mac takes it. You
Yeah.
know. Um.
The hat.
Also, Beth.
Yes.
I have an exciting new feature that's not going to be in every episode, but I think I was thinking about it. I was watching the movie, and I think it's time for Andy's Animal Acting Award, and it's for
Ooh.
it's for excellence in animal acting. So it's only going to be
Yes.
presented whenever I notice excellence in animal acting, which I did in this movie. The dog actor was obviously fantastic. They were a very handsome boy and or girl
Hmm.
and did some good running, some good standing, and some good kind of like prowling through a corridor.
Actually, this came up on the list.
Hmm.
Like the dog was so well behaved. They were
Yeah,
like, it was such a good dog. Like this, like the scene where it's walking through and like touching, their legs. That took like 4 takes and it was done. It was just like I would agree. I would agree.
a very good boy and or girl,
Yes.
and they deserve and they will be getting this. They're bound to be alive, right? Because all dogs live forever, so
They do.
they'll be getting this award in the post as soon as I can, as soon as I can get to the post office.
I like this new feature.
I let you win. Um, Beth, revisit, remember, refuse, or redo.
I mean, revisit as fast as you can.
Revisit as fast as you can
Like,
and
go
never
now.
redo. Yes, never redo.
Never redo.
It's not
No,
a film that needs to be redone.
no.
It will hold up forever. If you haven't seen this film, go and see it. Do you want to check it out?
The beginning of the movie is just like this helicopter flying over Antarctica
Yeah.
with these Norwegians and they're shooting a dog.
Shooting
Right?
at
I'm just like,
shooting
what
at a
the?
dog. Yeah.
At a dog, at a
To be
dog.
fair.
Oh,
Yes.
so good. So good. Go
Yeah.
see it.
Fantastic. Yeah. Really, really good. Um. So, all right. Shall we get to our final wee section then? Beth, what has been
Mhm.
bringing you joy this past
Um,
week?
I went to a yoga class.
Nice.
I kind of like am wishing and willing the universe to like make things easy for me.
Uh-huh.
'Cause like to drive to town is like, it's like 15 minutes and then it's like parking and then,
Sure.
like so Charles's birthday, one of the moms was like, "Did you know that there's a lady down the street that's doing yoga at her
Okay.
house?" And I was like, "Well, she's like sent me her Instagram link and It's literally a 2-minute walk.
Okay, so no excuse at all.
And it's like $15 a class, and
Cool.
it's like 10 a.m., noon, so times that I can like
Perfect.
go when the kids are in school. And I went, and it was like so great.
Uh,
And um,
are they big classes? Sorry, was going to be my
so
question.
so it's in her backyard, so it's
Love it.
outside. It's like under these beautiful palm trees. I think we had like 6 people. So I mean, but she can get I think probably up to 10.
That
But
rocks.
it's just like it was like this balm on my soul. She was
Yeah.
talking about third eyes and like chakras, and I haven't talked to anyone, and like she had tea for us after. It was just like the loveliest group of women, and it's so easy. I can't say no. So I'm gonna go Friday and for like a hatha class, and I'm very excited
That rocks. I
to
love it.
like maybe like make friends with these people.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm
So
thrilled.
it was great. Yeah.
That's wonderful news. I'm really happy to hear it. Um,
What about you?
I,
You're like rolling your eyes.
no, it's more that like I do have
There's
something.
joy.
Yeah, I'm like, do I fucking joy? What the hell?
I
Don't talk to
know.
me about joy. Who decided on this way to end the episodes? The fucking fool, the damn fool. Anyway, the one thing that I've written down is an anime called Free Ren. I don't know if I've done this before. Does it
Mm-mm.
sound familiar? Okay,
Nope.
so it's really interesting because it's not like a lot of other animes in that it's fairly like low key, and it's essentially about a it's basically about this elf who was a member of this adventuring party, and the adventuring party like went and fought this demon king, and they came back and successful. And this is years later. Her adventuring party has gradually died, and she's like start because as an elf she doesn't really age, she lives hundreds and hundreds of years, and it's her like kind of grappling with mortality, what it means, what and only starting to grapple with what how meaningful the relationships with this adventuring party were to her at the time, and how they kind of impact her as she kind of goes forwards and like builds new relationships. And it's like it's great because it's just like they never really explore those. I mean, like, dude, at a kind of surface level, a lot of this stuff, but it's such a like refreshing sort of like very kind of emotional kind of look at this sort of thing in a way that I've never really seen before. So it's really wonderful, and it's really kind of working for me. Like it's still like lots of like other, dumb, funny anime things, like, lots of comedy and lots of like people getting, slapped really hard or, you know, but like it's just great. It's just a wonderful, it's just like it's and I knew the breadth of that there was such a breadth of anime out there, but it's my first time kind of experiencing something very different to the stuff I've watched before, and I'm just really, really loving it.
Awesome. That
So yeah,
sounds
free
great.
free reign, everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Beth, do you have or sorry, can you let everybody know where they can find us?
Find us at bendypodcast.com, and we're on TikTok too.
Ooh,
So check
TikTok.
us out there, all TikTokers.
La-di-da. Um,
La-di-da.
all right,
Tell your
folks.
friends.
Yes, please do. And enemies, of course, as we always say.
Yes, yes, yes.
Friends and enemies. All right. In that case, folks, as always, we'd like to remind you to stay
Stay
bendy.
bendy.
Lovely. And you'll never know whether Beth and I are the thing
Right?
unless you tune in next week. Bye. We love you.
Bye.